thinks if he wins here in Japan, and he's now on his 49th lap, it will be as world champion, and that will be the best that he could possibly hope for.
Well, I think I maligned the Honda engine for its sound picked up by the onboard mic, because not because there's anything wrong with the sound as picked up by the mic, but because Berger's engine, we can now hear from outside the car, is sounding distinctly rough. So the engine was running rough even then, and that's why Berger is dropping back, and we can see he was struggling to stay with Senna, and that is our reason. There's Ron Dennis, the McLaren boss, but I should think he'll be a pretty happy man today, whatever happens. Third Drivers' Championship in 4 years is an absolutely outstanding achievement. And looking at Ayrton Senna, you've got to say that an awful lot of that achievement for this year is down to him personally, because the McLaren car has not been a match for the Williams. The Williams team have contributed to some extent to McLaren's success by with their unreliability early in the season with their new gearbox, which from a pure racing point of view, it can be said that they shouldn't have run it so soon. They could have possibly run a conventional gearbox until they had really tested the semi-automatic gearbox to destruction to make sure they had reliability with it, but it's easy to be wise with hindsight. But Senna has really driven an outstanding season this year. He's come of age, his mistakes from pressure have gone, his mistakes from impetuosity have gone, and really he has got that wrung more out of the McLaren than really ought to have been wringable in achieving his results this year.
11 cars running out of the 26 who started. 4 of them are on the same lap. This is the man who is in second position, Gerhard Berger. It's interesting that one of the management magazines recently ran an article, the gist of which was, is Ron Dennis the greatest manager in Britain? Well, Ron's too modest a man to claim that, and how can you prove it anyway? But to say that he is and always has been an outstanding manager would be a masterpiece of understatement, as Berger comes up to lap Alex Caffey, who's not only driving in his first Grand Prix this year, but looks as though he's going to finish it. But Ron Dennis has, since McLaren took over since he and then John Barnard took over the ailing McLaren organisation, has revitalised it with Drivers' Championship after Drivers' Championship, Manufacturers' Constructors' Championship after Constructors' Championship, and he's done it with his colleagues by superb design, magnificent administration, getting the right sponsorship, and if you get the right sponsorship, it means you've got the money to pay the drivers, you've got the money to attract all the best suppliers. And another of his gifts, of course, has been first of all getting the Porsche people to design a tag engine with which he won championships, and then to succeed in getting the Honda engine. And although McLaren were never doing anything but look forward before they had Honda, they certainly haven't looked back since they got it. We're with Gerhard Berger now. He is on lap 51 with only laps 52 and 53 left to go in Japan, with Ayrton Senna commandingly ahead, as Gerhard Berger seems without doubt to have a Honda V12 engine problem. That is Riccardo Patrese in third position. Only one other car is on the same lap as Ayrton Senna, and that is Alain Prost, who is in fourth position, ahead of Martin Brundle, who is still on a potential 2 points for Brabham Yamaha in fifth position. Stefano Modena, who is in sixth position. Up into seventh place has come last year's winner, Nelson Piquet, and in eighth position in the Leighton house, it's Maurizio Gugelmin, with in ninth position Thierry Boutsen. In 10th position behind him is Alex Caffey, that we have just seen. 11th, and the last man running, albeit 2 laps behind, is Gabriele Tarquini, who finished 8th in Phoenix for the AGS team and finished 14th in Spain. for Fondmetal. So Tarquini, who's had a pretty grotty season, tried to qualify the AGS, looks as though he's going to finish his second successive Grand Prix for his new Fondmetal team. And he deserves that success too. As, of course, does Ayrton Senna deserve the success that is almost in his hands. World champion, for sure, no doubt about that. But he's now only one lap plus the part of lap 52 that he is on now, away from winning for the second time in Japan, for the 33rd time in his career, to lift his World Championship points total to 480. But whilst we're talking statistics, I remind you of the fact that if Alain Prost stays where he is now, at the end of the Japanese Grand Prix, he is going to have 700.5 points. The first man to reach 5, 6 and 700 points in Grand Prix racing at the end of a quite magnificent career. And Senna now on his last lap knows it, and he is doing what Nigel Mansell did in Canada. He's waving to the crowd. That was not a good omen for Mansell, but Senna has not got the problem of the semi-automatic gearbox and allowing the engine revs to die with its potential car-stopping effect. It's a hand change, and Senna will be very, very happy now. In the closing stages, he is round the hairpin. He's now got to go round turn 10 onto the spoon curve, over the crossing, down to the final chicane, to roll through that and accelerate away, having won the 15th Grand Prix of 1991. He is approaching the chicane now. He is not very far off victory. There are the Honda technicians in the McLaren position on the pit lane. Into the chicane goes Ayrton Senna on his way to win in Japan from his teammate Gerhard Berger. 10 points, the World Championship for Ayrton Senna. 6 points for Gerhard Berger, who is right up behind Senna as they cross the line in first and second places. And Berger goes through! Berger goes through! And Berger takes Ayrton Senna on the line. Well, that was absolutely incredible. Gerhard Berger goes through.
And I think that was done deliberately by Ayrton Senna. It looked like a tremendous gesture, a really generous gesture from Senna. And a very good one indeed. A marvellous thing to do. I'm sure that was orchestrated to give Berger a win. Thanks for his tremendous support this season, which has been played without any doubt. Gerhard Berger's support of Ayrton Senna has played an important part in Senna's winning of the World Championship, and I'm quite sure that that was an acknowledgement of that fact by Ayrton Senna, and to give Berger a win that really he deserves after 2 years of hard work at McLaren, playing the supporting role. And he's been in very good form recently, Berger, and that was a deserved win for him and a marvellous gesture for Ayrton Senna, who is now the new world champion, or rather retains his world championship for 91.
And from somewhere, Ayrton Senna has found a Brazilian flag. There is nobody more patriotic than Ayrton Senna. He loves to get back to his home country of Brazil as soon as he can in his private HS-125 jet, as soon as possible after every race. And I've no doubt that he will be doing it after Japan before he goes to Australia as world champion for the third time. And what a quite magnificent gesture, because it is totally selfless to move across as Senna did to allow somebody through to win a race. If you're taking part in a race, what you want to do is win, and to be prepared to move over out of all places with the flags of Brazil waving, of all places in Japan, the home country of Honda, was a truly selfless gesture. A lot of harsh things have been said about Ayrton Senna. I must say